Hello there everybody, it seems that we are live, so welcome to the stream. I hope you've been doing well for the past week. Haven't really streamed throughout the week because, well, I don't know why really. Didn't feel like it, I suppose. But, without any further ado, as you can see, my weekly task board is still golden, which means we still have not rolled our tasks for the week. So let's just click this one and see what we have to do this time. Alright, so yeah, if you have seen the video that I released yesterday, you probably already know. We completed all the hunting tasks and we failed to complete any of the delivery tasks once more, because they are absolute garbage and you can either get very lucky and get something totally in reach, or you can get impossible stuff that you will never see as an Ironman within 200 levels or so. But yeah, I think we're ready to do another set, and this time, well, I would love to press Adept, but that includes medium creatures, and medium creatures are really insane sometimes. I don't think it's worth it at all, so let's go ahead and just lock in for one more week of beginner tasks. And first glance, my side goes immediately to the delivery tasks. I don't know what this is. This one is technically doable, but also absolutely awful. Half digested stones. This drops from the stone refiners, which are always absolutely crowded. Probably even more so now that there's hunting tasks, and I suppose they can be rolled in the task list. Fire axe is interesting. I never really considered this, but does this mean that we can just go and do the fire axe quest? I think it sort of does, right? Because it is a source of fire axe and we have to get fire axe. Does this count? Does this mean we can do dragon lords in the quest area? I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to consider this. Telescope eye. I don't know what drops this. I don't think I've ever seen this drop from any beholders, so it has to be something else. Glove blade. I don't think we're anywhere near going to Oramont, so no. Focus cape. Could be. Let me go to Tibia Wiki real quick and see what drops focus capes. Okay, lizard dragon priests. Worms. Everybody. We have an excuse to hunt worms. That's amazing. And also sea serpents, but it's not that great. Not as great as worms. Just so you know, worms can drop the composite hornbow, which is going to be an amazing upgrade, to our ranged loadout. So we are absolutely going to go worms. Eventually, that's probably going to be the main thing we do this week, to be honest. Do they drop anything else of note? Well, lightning pendants, that's obviously useful. Burst arrows, dragon hands, yeah, it's mostly going to be the composite hornbow. Now I'm not sure if we can get all 12 focus capes within the week. How often do they drop even? Focus cape is semi-rare, that's 1 in 82. This could be the most doable delivery we ever had on this account, to be honest. Bone fetish, I'm pretty sure that's lost dwarves. Curious matter, yeah, sure. And Zaon armor, I don't think we're gonna see any of that anytime soon. But the composite hornbow, that's totally within reach. The composite hornbow is like 1 in 1000, focus cape is 1 in 82. Yeah, if we hunt enough worms, then it's totally within our reach. So that's going to be very exciting. We're gonna be doing worms. But before we do, let's see what do we have on the hunting task list. Barbarian skull hunters, dark monks, tortoises, orcs, elf scouts, werewolves, poachers, and terror birds. do we have any ideas of what we could do with these? When it comes to barbarian skull hunters, I think we just go in and kill them. I don't think there's anything smart we can do with this creature. Werewolves, also no idea, to be honest. Actually, I think today, or maybe not, I think somebody mentioned the poacher caves being populated with creatures, so we might go to werewolf caves just to, yeah, kill some werewolves. Dark monks are an interesting one. That means Dark Cathedral, and I think there's a quest in there, but I'm not sure if the Dark monks are on each floor, and the quest is not really that great anyway. Then we have Elf Scouts. We do not have much of a need for Elf Scouts anymore, not ever since we got that Elvish Bow. And now we have our eyes on something even better than that, so Elf Scouts will just knock them out of the way. Same for poachers, can't say I really care about them. Terror birds. Orcs, tortoises. Okay, let's start with something that I know we can do for sure, which is barbarian skull hunters. We're actually in Svargrand already, so there's nothing stopping us from knocking them out of the task list. Let me just chomp some more cheese, just so that we don't go hungry. And I think, since we are barbarians now, we passed the test last week, we should be able to use the raft, right? I don't really remember what the requirements for the raft were. I know some of the locations you need a quest for, like Helheim and Tirsung, I think. But the barbarian camps should be fair game. So let's see. Passage. Barbarian camp. Yes, perfect. We no longer have to go all the way around through the mountainous glaciers or glaciers mountains. And I did not mean to cast that spell. That was a misclick. I used to have haste on that button. And yeah, we're not gonna loot those guys. Technically, they're barbarians and they sort of live in the same space as the other barbarians will be killing, so I don't feel bad for doing that. Yeah, sorry Yeti, I am also on a pretty tight schedule. I don't really get to stream all that often, only when there's a little bit of spare time on my hands. But needless to say, my streams aren't that important. We're just here to chat, consider ideas together. The real good stuff goes into the videos. Oh yeah, my equipment is absolutely crazy. I was so lucky with last week's rolls to think that I would roll the exact set of creatures necessary to clear Deeper Fibula. That's really, really nice. And Warrior Helmet, even though it's like a different hue, it works so well with the Knight Armor. I have to say, I'm very proud of this one. Well, I'm not much of a streamer, so I'm surprised that there's nobody streaming better than me, but I'll take the compliment, thank you very much. Though I have to agree with you, I never really understood the appeal. Yeah, that Badger walked into the area, it's fair game. I never really understood the appeal of just streaming your hunts, not doing anything interesting about it. Like, I enjoy... Oh wait, werewolves. I mean, yes, they are on our list, right? But I don't think killing summoned wolves counts at all, does it? If it was a week ago, I'd be pretty excited to kill some more barbarians, mostly because of the fur cape that they can drop, but now we have a way better set of gear, so we don't even want that anymore. Great thing about enchanted spears that I'm only now starting to appreciate is the proficiency of them gives you mana per kill. When you're killing stuff like the barbarians, you can pretty much spam spells and they are going to rejuvenate your mana, so you can just go over and over and over. It's really nice for your magic level and just the hunt in general. Look at this, boom. Yeah, and we are still collecting knives because I saw some page that claims knives can be rolled as a delivery task. So if we ever roll knives, I think at this point we have like over 100 of them. We are definitely going to get knives done if we ever happen to roll them. What I would like to see from the barbarians still are the fur boots, but I don't think we are going to kill enough today to see that happen. So yeah, it's just 2 skull hunters left, wasn't even a hunt. We just paid them a tiny visit. Last kill and a knife, I'll take that. Thank you, Yeti, take care. Alright, so that's barbarians out of the way. What should we do next? Is there any place that has elf scouts that we would want to visit and use the perk of, well, being able to visit them? Or should I just stop overthinking, start smashing whatever we can, just so that we unlock the bounty tasks? Maybe that is something we should do. I know one thing for sure, terror birds, they probably don't do anything important, so I think our next course of action is going to Port Hope and just roaming the desert, should I say jungle, killing some terror birds. I think that should be fun. Passage, and let's go to Svargrund. There we go. Oh yeah, we have also reached the maximum limit of rerolls. I never knew there was a limit until I hit it. 10 rerolls at max. It's not great, but also not terrible. Okay, yeah, so terror bears. Now, I'm no expert on Port Hope, but I don't think there's anything that we really want to save the terror birds for. But just in case, I'm going to type them into the wiki and I'm gonna see where they go. Yeah, they are around Port Hope, Arena and Zookwater in Yalahar, few on Zal Steppes. I don't think we are going to miss out on much if we just go ahead and kill them now. This used to seem like a very simple challenge, to be honest. I thought it would be just about going there and killing the creatures, and then I had to go and add that additional level of creatures that share spawns and quests, etc. And now every time I wanna go kill something, I have to consider if those creatures, don't roam some place I might visit. I might want to visit for other reasons. I mean, we had a massive success with that approach before, so maybe it's a good time to just relax a little and focus on the hunts. I think we already have our... Actually, all those creatures are fair game, right? The terror birds, they roam this area, so we can maybe drop some more honeycombs if we need. Hey Shade, welcome to the stream. Okay, that's a hole in the ground, we don't want to fall into that. Okay, where's the terror birds though? Because I've started killing stuff. Okay, there it is. That's my proof, we can hunt there freely. So let's just start smashing. And they do drop meat, which is nice. How many do we have to do? 57, that's a decent amount. We get to consider our next step. Yeah, so I am thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, It's probably the best approach right now to just get rid of all of those creatures over here. Not really worry about missing out. Orcs, I'm not sure if there are any orcs in Orc Fortress final quest area. If there are any, still, do we even need to do that? Like, we have Night set, and that's the main reason why anybody goes to clear Orc Fortress. Yeah, if I did not bring the 6 knives, let me tell you, we would have been in trouble. But you know what they say about me. I'm kind of always prepared. My amazing foresight never wavers. Also, it's 6 knives, never mind. I thought I had one up on you, but... Well, for now I am having lots of fun, so there is no risk that I'll suddenly stop. Though, I have to say, my schedule is a little bit tight. It's like, if I want to actually progress and do something with this character, I do have to put in a lot of hours every week. And then editing the video requires me to have a free Sunday pretty much every week as well, which we know is not going to happen all the time. So, you know, I don't know how sustainable this is, but for now I think the series is going to be rather safe. What is that? Dead bird, okay. Those are Terror Bird's remains, and there they are. Yeah, sorry about that. I should have known that you're the best at counting knives. So yeah, for now expect these videos weekly and also random streams whenever I feel like it, though I don't feel like it too often. I think the streams are best spent on just sharing ideas every Monday or Tuesday, depending on when I start actually rolling these creatures, you know, because I'm not really that knowledgeable on the game. I always hyper focus on single aim elements of it, and I'm kind of completely in the dark when it comes to the big picture. Okay, we're not killing almost any of those terror birds. We need to find a better place. I remember going through this jungle and not being able to get rid of them, and then suddenly, when we actually want to hunt them, they're nowhere to be found. But in case I forgot to finish that sentence I was saying, for now you can expect weekly videos. And some poison spiders. What do I have here? Tarantulas, okay. Yeah, I remember, I think it was Skogul the Fencer, right? The guy who did not have a bug or depot. Also, why am I collecting these? I don't need that stuff. I'm pretty sure we went and did something with him that required us to go through this hole. Yeah, I even noted the exact path that I had to take to avoid certain death. There's lizards there, and something over here. Yeah, the reason why I play Ironman is because it feels like childhood the most. It requires you to get creative, it requires you to, you know, actually think what you're doing. It takes way more effort than just buying everything off the market. I feel like recently Cipsoft has been doing their best to ruin this kind of game style. But there also have been a number of updates that I really liked. in the most recent future. So we're back at it again. And apparently, it was brought to my attention that the Ironman playstyle has been placed, at least a little bit, on Sipsoft's radar. Because in one of the surveys that they were asking about players' general feel of the game, they did place a keyword of Ironman that you could vote on. I don't remember exactly what kind of context that was, but you know, they recognize the existence of that word. And where are the terror bears? We haven't killed any in like 10 minutes now. Closer to the water elemental cave. That is amazing. That's a lead. Now I just have to find the water elemental cave, which I'm gonna do with the power of Wikipedia. Cave in Tijuana, south of Port Hope. Great, great, great. Oh, okay, so a little bit more to the western coast. Got it. Yeah, that's why I do the streams, guys. I mean, I would find them eventually, but this is going to save hours. Yeah, got it. Thank you, guys. I think I've already yapped about it a lot. And again, I misclick. But I think not playing Ironman really takes away from the feel of the game, especially in the earlier levels. Early levels. Yeah, let's not let's not use too complicated words. My tongue isn't that twisted just yet. Especially now with the delivery tasks, I think an early level can just go kill whatever, sell the loot for 100,000 instantly, buy MPA and all the best loot gear they can, and just forget about gear upgrades for the next 200 levels. The only thing you have to worry about as you hunt is having enough money for the next upgrade on the market. You don't really care about drops, and the best thing that a drop can do for you is get you some more money for your hunts, right? And I think that makes for a pretty boring, what do you call it, game loop. Not actually being able to get excited over a drop because everything is already on your plate. That's, in my opinion, a little bit of a self-sabotage. What is this? Is this the elemental cave? I wonder. Oh yeah, there's way more terror birds now. That's cool, that's good to know. Frankly, if somebody asked me about water elementals, my first thought would be to go to Folda. Because there's that bunch of water elementals there. Oh, and somebody lives here. That must be awful, actually. Imagine having your house here. And it's not a house, it's actually, yeah, a prop, never mind there. A piece of map building. Yeah, and now we get to kill additional wasps. It's not like we need honeycombs for anything, but if we couldn't have done that last week, we would have done it this week. Though, of course, without that little bit of wasp abuse last week, we wouldn't have this beautiful armor. In other words, I regret nothing about what we did. Okay, but where are the birds? This is Sakura. It's one of the oldest as well as non-PvP. I think PvP in Tibia is absolutely obsolete. It used to make sense where all players were relatively similar power, but in a world where you start at level 8 and everybody else can be anywhere between 8 to what? 3000 these days? What's the max level? I don't know. And by max I mean the highest. It's just absolutely stupid. Yeah, exactly. If they wanted to have actual engaging PvP, they should have introduced level caps, and that's it. The only use that there is for PvP is probably for the Dominando guilds to continue doing their thing. Because apparently they're quite good for economy. But I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm just here trying to have fun in this game against all odds, no matter how hard they try to make it less interesting. So actually I was kind of excited for the monk, to the point where even before they announced monk, when they were just shooting hints and the public was like, surely it's going to be the fist fighting class, right? I actually made a character and I started skilling on Dawnport, on the troll trained salamander. Or should I say salamander trainer troll. Yeah, that's the guy. And I did train for a bit. Of course, there wasn't that much time, so I didn't get a crazy high fist fighting or anything, especially because there were more people who had the same idea and it was Wild West over there, to say the least. But as soon as the update dropped and I started playing, I don't know, I just did not find it fun. Maybe it's because I took the wrong approach, or maybe I wasn't just ready to start playing the game yet again. Oh, that's a lot of speed levels. That's probably worth remembering, this little place. Yo, 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 Mr. Name, Surname. Yeah, to be honest, if they introduced actual like Ironman mode, that would be very nice. However, I don't think the community is really ready for that. What I mean by that is, first of all, when I started doing the videos, however many years ago that was, I remember often being asked like, why and what do you mean? Like, people simply did not understand the concept. And I don't think it's really that complicated, right? I just play almost single player as much as you can in an MMO. I try to engage with the content the way it was designed initially and not, you know, whatever happened later when they tried to restructure their game into the modern audiences, which, to be honest, is still the same audience as always. But But like I said, people were just baffled by this. And of course there was a lot of people who understood the idea, and we had a lot of fun playing together. We still do to this day. Shout out to my Discord to join if you wanna. But I don't think if they made a poll and they said we want to introduce Ironman mode, this is how it works, it's gonna be limited to this, this and this, I'm pretty sure that 80% of the community will say we don't care, we don't want this. And I know it may seem a little bit pessimistic, but it's just from what I have experienced. There's very few people who appreciate the concept, there's some who sorta respect it, but you know, don't really care and won't engage with it much. And there is a lot of people who just do not understand. It's like they do not have the comprehending ability. Which is kind of sad, but we always knew that Tibia was full of idiots anyway. I am still also on a quest to obtain some sort of amount. It's not like we need any, but it would be cool to have something. We were sort of close to getting one once, because we rolled those, what do you call it, Mammoth Bounty task. I finished it after I edited the video last week on Sunday. The reason why mammoths were able to give us a mount, it's because in the mammoth shearing factory in Svargrund there's an area that has mammoths, elephants, ice giants, and also witches. And witches can drop a bag of apple slices, and that is used to tame a donkey. But unfortunately we did not get it. I mean, that is completely understandable. I think that thing is kind of rare. Even though it's super cheap on the market, if you're an Ironman, it's irrelevant. It actually costs a little in terms of time and effort. Also, we are absolutely booming today. 18 viewers already. Thanks everybody for joining. If you're new here, this is my Ironman series tied to weekly tasks and bounties. The way we work is every week we roll for these tasks. I can only hunt creatures on this task list. I can only hunt creatures that drop the items on my delivery list. And if there is other creatures sharing spawns with those on my lists, I can also hunt those. And of course, if you want to get a little bit more in depth, there's plenty of videos you can catch up on, just to get the gist of it. Okay, there's a lot of tarantulas in this little nook. I think we should be roaming south a little bit sooner than that, but we are almost done with the birds. Only 20 left, so we're like two-thirds of the way done. I wonder what a good place to do elf scouts would be, and I'm thinking maybe we should go to Shadowthorn, but that is only if the fire starters aren't there. So I'm gonna have to go to Venor and ask the NPC about this. But if you can, actually I think the main tower with the quests, it still has regular elf scouts, even if Shadowthorn is on fire. So maybe that way we can also knock that out. I couldn't tell you what the reward for that quest is, and I don't really care. Let's just go and do it once we can. But where are all the birds? There's probably some high level already hunting them for us. Okay, I don't know what's up with all those birds being a little bit hurt. Actually, I know what's up. It's the jungle moths, right? They walked into those traps and they get damaged. Okay, there's the birds finally. That was like a full loop without finding any. If only it would be like the other way around, where we got 60 barbarians to kill and 20 birds. But we are getting some experience. I mean, it's nowhere close to what we were getting in the ice caves, but it will have to do. We're almost level 60 as well, so let me just burn some of that mana. I know it's probably an old school approach to do that. Hours, motherfucker. Yeah. Ever since this update was released, it's like a total free-for-all. And there we go, there's that next level. Nobody respects any spawns, everybody is like, yeah, sorry, I'm just here for 20, 50 kills, whatever. And they don't see a problem with that. Like, yeah, fine, but same, right? Do they really think that they are the only ones who are doing the weekly tasks? But, you know, Tibia community has never been known to be the most sharing and or caring. Alright, so the focus caves. That is very interesting. I can't wait to get started on the worms. I think the best way to hunt them is what? Liberty Bay? And I am also absolutely certain it's going to be completely full of players, especially these days. And I keep misclicking. I have to get used to my new hotkey setup. Yeah, I think as long as that high level over there is running around killing them, we won't see many. But that's all right. And he missed some, after all. So joke's on him. And I forgot, but we leveled up over here. So let's press this. For now, I am putting everything into this tree because I kind of like the idea of this positional tactics. I know it's like a couple hundred levels away, but it seems like one of the best ones, as well as this one that gives you distance skill boost. I think it's the most utility with the least effort. Okay, 9 more. As we do those 9 more, I think we should do a poll. I promised we would be doing those every now and then, and I always forget. So, what do we hunt next? And there is a limit to the creatures we can list, so I'm gonna list some at random. Yeah, there's a limit of 4 answers, so enjoy this. Specific selection of creatures that I kind of feel like hunting at the moment. And I already see some votes for Elf Scouts, so there's people thinking alike. I appreciate that choice. And orcs are starting to skyrocket. I'm not sure where I will go for orcs, but I guess I'll just explore the Tides underground, right? There should be a bunch of orcs there. Now Elf Scouts back in the lead, very nice, very nice. I think Elf Scouts are going to be a little bit more fun than the others, because we can also clear those quests out of the way. Over at Shadowthorn. Okay, 67% for Elf Scouts. I think we are just about to hit an agreement. Hey Solo, good to see you again. I hope you caught yesterday's video, otherwise the screen is full of spoilers. Okay, one more terror bird, so let's start slowly heading back to the city. What do you mean take you, Brady? I mean, if you have a character here, sure, we can go together. Or do we just mean that you want me to go and you watch me do that? As in, yeah. In the video, of course, yeah. And we did not meet a single terror bird on the way back, so we have to weave back south and hopefully run into one in a moment. Did we ever kill a snake before? Okay, we must have. I mean, so far, it's quite possible. With the way these weekly tasks work, you know, with them re-rolling every week on Word and whatnot, it's like I kind of end up uploading every week, right? Oh my god, don't tell me about the queues. I think this is the worst thing that has happened in recent Tibia history. They add this amazing update, right, that everybody appreciates. Like, I think the whole community feels like it has been an amazing choice by Zipsoft to introduce these. There's an influx of old players, like we even managed to reactivate our guild, which is something we wanted to do when Monk released, but there wasn't enough interest. Right? They can add a new vocation and it doesn't have as much impact as stupid weekly hunting tasks. But it is what it is. They added them, they're pretty good. They have their problems, but it's still a really good update. And the next thing they do, oh sorry, most of you cannot log in, especially if you're a free account. Yeah, I like the 20-minute video format, however, I think I messed up the editing last time a little. What I mean by that is, I'm not happy with how I formatted the last part of the video, where I cleared the Deeper Fibula quest, because I recorded voice first, and then I cut it into pieces. And I ended up summing up the whole trip very quickly, which didn't let me put enough footage of that whole thing into the video. So if you're interested in seeing me clear the whole quest and kill like 4 Dragon Lords over there, which I think I only posted footage of 1, there is a link in that video of yesterday to an unlisted video where I cleared the whole thing. But for now, I see Elf Scouts are leading with 44% votes. So we are going to Venor. Let me just end the poll, and there we go. Elf Scouts 45%. Second were the Orcs, but who knows what happens after. So before we go, I need to deposit my 5 knives. Abdendriel? I mean, I am going to Shadowthorn, which is different from Shadowbane. Though they are very similar in their name. Okay, there's one free depot. You can tell that Tibia is doing well if every single city has full depots. And I forgot that I spent time together today sorting my stuff. So this is magic items, this is creature products. So let's start here. Okay. Seeds, I guess they count. Full colorful feathers, pincers. This and this. Nice. And now weapons, which is going to be my 6 knives that I don't need to bring with me anymore. Let's eat the fish. Okay, food was number 4. Yes. Let's put that meat in. Magic stuff. And then we have some gold, which we should deposit on the way. And since we're going to Shadowthorn, I think you still need a machete to go there. So that's going to be right here. If not, then whatever, but I wouldn't want to end up going back. And then we can see the NPC just outside of this little place. There we go, Pyro Pit. Okay, it burns, so it's going to be mostly fire starters, but there should be some Elf Scouts in that middle building over there. What is this? What am I looking at? What? You guys see this, right? What is this? Weird. Some sort of floating castle. At first I thought it was somebody's furniture that they threw away because they did not need it anymore, but the game did not register that at all. Yeah, so first let's go and see the bank. And since when is this place filled with bones? What? Okay, it's somebody's house, never mind. Deposit and goodbye. So ever since they updated this chat thingy with NPCs, I've started saying bye to them more often, because it's just one quick click away. Let me know if you're doing the same, or if I'm just weird. Okay, let's take a shortcut through this whole working place. I think there's like basic tasks that you can do there for money, but I never really engaged with this content. It was their attempt to make Venor more beginner friendly, which I think they mostly succeeded at. It's a really good starter area. It's definitely way better than New Haven and Thais Peninsula. Yeah, there's fire starters, but I think there should be also Elf Scouts in that middle tower. Maybe I'm wrong though. Worst case scenario, we go back. Okay, you no longer need a machete, it seems. Because we totally run through the place. And let me say hi to our boy Ravayan. Okay, cool. Fire starters. I'm just passing through. Oh, you know, there's fire starters there as well. Guess I was wrong. Okay, let's go back. And in this case, we're gonna go to the other elf place, namely Elvenbane, I think. Or maybe we should just go to Yalahar. Maybe that's a good idea. Especially since we still have this scroll that will expire in 11 hours. I set my respawn in Yalahar, so it shouldn't take long for us to just pop in there. We just need to stop burning. Yeah, Yalahar was something I unlocked on the first week, on stream as well. We did have to get a little bit funny with the rules there, because I ended up surrounded by dwarf soldiers and guards, and I had to kill one of them because you can't push those creatures. Yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit of standing content if you guys don't mind. We need this fire to stop burning us, and then we need the combat to expire, and then we can use the teleport temple scroll, because I set my respawn in Yalahar. In the meantime, let's take a look at our weekly tasks again. So, Focuscape, I am super stoked about this. Looking forward to killing all the worms. I hope I don't regret these words though, because you know how Tibia is nowadays. Orcs are gonna be easy. Actually, if we go to Shadowbane, we could do Orcs and Elf Scouts at the same time. But if we go to Yalahar, I think there's an Orc settlement as well, right? So we can do Orcs there anyway. Never mind that. And there's Poachers, I think, in Yalahar Foreign Quarter, right? Maybe I'm crazy. Not sure where we're gonna do Werewolves. And the Dark Monks are obviously gonna be in Dark Cathedral. I'm wondering about these half-digested stones. Let me look up stone refiners again. I know one of my friends rolled this same one on week 1, or was it week 2? Okay, so for whatever reason, there's barely any kills registered on the wiki. But apparently half-digested stones drop 1 in 7 stone refiners. And it's 1 to 5. So it might be doable as well. It all depends on how incredibly taken they are all the time. And from what I remember, quite. Poacher Caves have werewolves today, so that's where we are going to head after we are done with Elf Scouts. Oh yeah, there's that old school spot with the hunters just outside the Magician's Tower. But I think we're gonna go to one of the new soup places. But first, let's see how fun elves are gonna be. I mean, it's only 38, right? Surely it's not gonna be that bad. And there's somebody camping over here already. Okay, bunch of elf scouts just right outside. And I have to be careful not to loot somebody else's stuff, but at some point it's just inevitable. I think as long as we don't loot like gear upgrades or something, it's gonna be fine. Alright. Now some of these crates, I know for sure, are those special crates that give you cool stuff sometimes. Grapes and a tunic. No thank you. Unless tunics are deliverable as well. I would have to check that later. But if that ever happens, we're just gonna extinguish Shadowthorn, I guess, and spend a day or so clearing elves. Yeah, so this building south of us is always full of elf scouts, but it seems somebody has already cleared it. Five ham, very nice. We're gonna deposit that later. Oh, somebody got a life crystal and they just tossed it on the ground. That's disgusting. That's new Tibia for you, right there. Do they not know that Gamel is a rebel? Yeah. Nobody even bothers to write messages on scrolls. Just arcanists. Let's not bend the rules too much, especially if we don't need to. But there's like 20 people over here. That's awful. I wonder if the orcs are gonna be any worse than that. Elvish talismans, I'll take that. Okay, it seems nobody really cares to check the entrance, which is kind of counterintuitive, but I won't complain about being able to kill some elf scouts every now and then. Actually, I have been complaining about how many we get to kill, but we are 15 out of 38 already. It's nowhere near as bad. Why not put a candle on? Okay. Yeah, it's not exactly designed for 3 people to compete over. Can't wait to find a little bit of a calmer spot. Funny enough, I have the Elvish bow already. I got it very early on. Week 1. So we're not even looking for it anymore. I think you can still see it on the list. No, I think I must have removed it, but we do have it, so we don't even need the bow. .24 out of 38. Yeah, frankly, I should stop coming to the north for Elf Scouts, even if it is a little bit more of a walk to go elsewhere. That's lesson learned. Okay, let's try to shoot this guy first so that he's ours. There we go. I like that you're able to shoot through the windows in this little building. That way we were able to score additional cheeky kill before anybody else. There's one more scout. Nope. Good, good, good. We got the entrance scouts again. We have to be very methodical with how we kill things. We have to ensure that we do damage, like more than 50%, before anybody else does. So finishing off anything is not that important as much as getting the first kill is, just like here. That does not register for a kill. Only the who did more. But we have 3 elf scouts left. And now 2, and we are out of here in just a moment. But that was quite awful. I'm sure that these weekly tasks are way more pleasant on smaller servers. But the problem with smaller servers is they're usually also full of Dominando guilds and other unpleasant mess, so there's really not a good choice. And it's honestly very weird because I do remember the old days where it was like, 10 people fighting over a single spawn of a skeleton on roof guard. There we go, our final elf scout. And I do remember those days quite fondly, but at the same time I complained about having to spend a lot of time here. So here's Minotaurs to the south, right? And the orcs, I think they're just to the north of here. Where's the entrance though? I think it's there. Would be cool if we could just get all of these out of the way. Actually, first I should confirm if there are even orcs in here, because if there aren't, then I can't even hunt here. Yeah, it's just warriors, there's no orcs. Even a smuggler. Yeah, this place is off limits for me. I killed a thing over there, so that was a mistake, but there's no normal orcs, so we can't actually hunt in this place. That's crazy. Alright, so let's get out of here, and let's think where else can we kill orcs. Yeah, I guess we have to go to Ties, right? That should be the best place to get them out of the way. Yeah, I know, I'm not too worried about breaking the rules a little. It's going to happen sooner or later. I don't think anybody is going to worry about me killing an orc warrior outside of the task. But you know how it is. I'd rather not do that. Okay, Mr. Captain. Passage, and you can only take me to Liberty Bay. Actually, no. It's way too expensive to go to Thais. It's actually cheaper to go to ship over here and then to Thais. Yeah, but it's a long walk as well. And we don't really need to kill a lot of them, it's just 33. I think we should be fine if we go to the Thais spot, right? Passage, Thais. Yeah, so Captain Cookie tried to charge us, what, 800 gold, and we were able to save a little. Oh yeah, Edron is also an option, but my mind instantly went for the place that I know best. I spent hours in those dungeons. By the way, fun fact, a bunch of years ago, like way before, I used to know a guy who was a total noob, and he kept all of his money in this drawer over here. And he showed me because we were friends, right? And he thought he could trust me. And then a server save happened and all of his gold was gone, and he was absolutely sure it was me because I was the only one who saw where his gold went. And he didn't speak English that well, nor did I. So it was kind of difficult to explain why that happened. And this place is full of people. But there's an orc and we killed it. Those old places have cool stuff in the chests always. Look at that beautiful assortment of trash. Oh yeah, Boots of Haste would be so good. The best thing I can do right now is time rings, which I got a bunch of from the crystal spiders. Yeah, and then I tried to explain to him that he can put stuff in depot, right? And everybody does that and it's safe. And he was like, no, I can see there's people around and they are all opening these chests and I don't want to do anything with that. What poor English can do to you. Yeah, I just didn't know enough words to explain to him that nobody else can access the same box as he does. Okay, where's orcs? That's enough warriors and spearmen. Hello, Warden. Welcome to the stream. We're absolutely breaking all records today. Okay. I had no idea you could access the South Castle Tower through here. That's actually kind of crazy that there's orcs just below the Thais Castle. This place is besieged. A while back we did this thought experiment where we tried to determine what is like the average strength of a person in Tibia. Yeah, Fibula dungeon also makes sense, I suppose. access from Northport. I think you mean Green Shore, right? Or is Northport also a thing? I know that Green Shore, that little island connected by a bridge. Okay, we are not killing any orcs in here. I completely misremembered the amount of them. But let's see what's in the lower level. Oh, look, an orc. This is looking a little bit more promising. There we go. That's orcs. That's a lot of orcs. Okay, so it was the good place to go to. Yeah, we just have to need to clear this floor like 3 to 4 times and we'll be done. And let's collect the orc leather because it could come in handy, you never know. Should we be wasting enchanted spears on orc warriors and regular orcs? Probably not, but I'm too lazy to go and switch out. Besides, I've been cooking them all day, so... No, it's okay. You you aren't expected to remember all the names in a fantasy game. Boom, and we didn't one-shot anything. Okay, so no reason to go to this cave because there's just spearmen and warriors. Let's see what's further up north. An orc shaman. That's our first time killing one of those. And there's a ladder up. That sounds like more orcs to me. Or maybe not. There's flames. Could that be a dragon? Yeah. And dragon hatchlings. I was not aware that there's a hatchling over there. But we are not gonna mess with that. And what's further up north? A random teleporter. Cool. So when I was a kid, I was very scared of those random teleporters because I always imagined they could take me somewhere that, you know, kills me in one shot or something. Little did I know, eventually they would make it happen. Like these days, you can just go around down a random hole and just absolutely die. Because they're so bad at adding new content in reasonable areas. Okay, spearmen, warriors. And there's some orcs, but don't die on me. And this asshole, of course. Coming in with great fireballs. Can't do much but follow him, really. Yeah, he just killed something we damaged, so I think he went down the wrong path. Yeah. He killed those 2 orc spearmen to the left there. So let's use the advantage we have over him and get rid of these orcs right here. Unless he's after spearmen, in which case good for him, but he killed one of our orcs, which is unforgivable. Right, so there were orcs in that little nook to the right. So let's rush on over there. Actually, we got a spear, which we can enchant. Let's go. I don't remember. Oh yes, 4 orcs. Let's go. We might actually be done very, very soon. Okay, let's wait here for the respawn. And in the meantime, I think it's time for another poll. What do we have left? Dark monks, werewolves, poachers, and tortoises. And by dark wolves, I mean dark monks. Werewolves and poachers. Start the poll. Okay, there's the orc that we were hoping would show up. But only one of them. We need kind of more. And I see dark monks instantly gain an advantage. We will have to walk all the way to Dark Cathedral, but I guess we can do that. Okay, and that's the task done. Alright, it looks like we're gonna be doing Dark Monks, but I still have a little bit of time, because I have to go to the depot, put away our stuff, and then we'll decide. So there is this cool area. Let me see if I can find it on the map. It's somewhere on the way to the Orc lands, I think. Yeah, it's somewhere here, I think over here maybe. Or maybe closer, in this general area in any ways. And it's a cave that has 3 possible settings, and it changes every server save. So it can either have lots of wild animals like bears, boars, werewolves, etc. It can have poachers and hunters in large amounts, and it can also have gloom wolves and ghost wolves and whatever. And apparently today is one of those days where the cave is filled with werewolves and other animals, so we can go and do them there. Which we likely will eventually, but it looks like this time Dark Monks are taking the lead. Okay, and this here, and we're ready to go. Yeah, Henry, that's Sakura, world full of people, mostly thanks to the recent updates. It used to be way more dead. Alright, but I can see that Dark Monks have a considerable lead of 40% votes. Oh wait, never mind. Werewolves are also at 40%. I mean, they are in the same general area, so we are going to just continue walking, and if anybody wants to break the tie, then just press the button. It's 40 to 40 for Dark Monks and Werewolves. And there goes another vote for werewolves. 45% to 36%. And with this, I'm gonna end the poll because we need to decide on something. It's gonna be werewolves. I wouldn't call it a big Ironman community, but there's a bunch of us. We have this cool guild called the Iron Bears. You're very welcome to join. The guild is mostly based on my Discord channel, so if you want to stay in touch outside of the game, definitely check it out. You can find the link in my channel's description. Why is there no way? What do you mean there is no way? Oh, never mind, I did not pass the bridge yet. Actually, I shouldn't have brought all this cheese. It weighs a lot and I won't need it where I'm going. Werewolves drop a lot of food. Yeah, so we have to go to Khazard-dûm first, deposit our cheese, and then we can get on with the werewolves. Alright, let's traverse the Dwarven Bridge. It used to be so scary when I was a kid. Dwarven Bridge was like one of three outcomes. You either die, or you get away somehow, barely, within an inch of your life, or the third option, some high level just went by, killed them all, and you looted a Dwarven shield or soldier helmet or some other cool stuff from the corpses there. But it was always a fun adventure. Oh yeah, I could have mailed it, I suppose. Though I don't have the postman quest done, so I don't have access to all the mailboxes, that's the name. Well, yeah, the lure giant spiders were a whole different matter entirely. Oh, would you look at that? That is BB Bloodbath. But unfortunately, we cannot kill her because I don't think there's, first of all, a way for us to survive. At this level. I mean, 60, a knight of level 60 could already clear BB Bloodbath, but I don't think we can, specifically. But the reason why we actually can do it, not because I'm scared to die, is because we do not have a excuse to kill them. Nothing in delivery tasks, nothing in the kill tasks. So, Tibia Ironman follows similar rules to RuneScape Ironman, but if you're asking the question, you're probably not familiar with the idea. So, the general most basic rule is you have to get everything yourself. The most important part, I think, I do not have access to the market, which means I cannot buy anything from other players. Every single item I wear, it has to be obtained myself, or from a quest, or with trading with an NPC, but I also like to restrict trading only to like absolute necessities like potions and tools and stuff like that, right? Because these days I think you can buy a spike sword and plate set from Sam, and that makes no sense to me. Yeah, so the very basic idea is you progress the game like it was an old school RPG. So you hunt enemies, you hunt them for their loot, you enjoy those little upgrades like a chain armor into the scale armor, etc, etc. And then of course, yeah, that's not the whole, I thought so. Then of course you get no help from other players, you avoid teaming up if it's not necessary, you try to play as single player as possible just to get this feeling of accomplishment from your own progress. I feel like these days the game is very fast-paced, and playing Ironman helps you slow down a little and actually appreciate it for what it is. Instead of rushing for the highest possible level and XP per hour and money per hour, you actually focus on cool stuff like, you know, dropping items from creatures, and you also get to think in exciting, unusual ways, trying to obtain stuff and reach your goals, whichever they may be. Yeah, but this hole over here is going to be full of werewolves, so I don't think we need to worry. Why is there so many daggers all around? Do werewolves drop daggers these days? Or, oh, that's a boar. Disgusting. 2 haunches. Yeah. What we are going to get here is a lot of meat, which is nice. Yeah, we got lucky today. The werewolves should be no problem, thanks to this place. 17th position in queue, that's disgusting. Oh, that's wyverns. We don't wanna mess with those. That's a very nice place for wyverns, by the way. Oh, and that's a monk over there. He used one of those stupid pug spells. Okay, what do we have here? Boars, bears, and werewolves. Larger areas though, which is perfect for us. How strong are boars anyway? They don't seem to pack that much of a punch. But okay, these amounts maybe can. So let's be as careful as we possibly can. That's a nice one shot. And another one. And there's something respawning. Yeah, look at all that meat. And that's a boar. I think there's a quest that you have to do for some fairies over here, where you go in here and like replace, yeah, the book with all the legends. Then you have to rewrite it and something. I'm just gonna keep it on hand and hopefully I don't forget that I already picked it up, because otherwise we're in trouble. I guess this time I'm that guy who just comes in and ruins somebody's hunt, but what can I say? This game has changed me. I did not want to be like that. Our boy is level 114. Okay, 15 gold coins. Yeah, there's gonna be no exciting drops from this task, but we do some progress on some bestiaries. Bestiaries are going to be especially troublesome for this character. Like, I think we've completed 2 for stone golems and gargoyles, because obviously we kind of spent a lot of time hunting those creatures. And I think I'm close to be done with crystal spiders and ice golems, because we also Did a lot of those, but not as many as those other creatures. But unless we roll something good... Yeah, there's more progress. Unless we roll something good on the delivery task, we can probably never hope to actually finish bestiaries. Considering it's always like 50, maybe 100 on higher levels. Two haunches of boar. Can you eat a haunch of boar? Yeah, cool. I think it's gonna be a boar as well, but let's see what spawns here. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out who you are, but I kind of knew that it's you. I mean, it only makes sense. You're probably the only guy remaining in our guild that doesn't have premium. Since recently, but still. Oh yeah, there's absolutely no reason to go upstairs here. Let's stick to the lower floor. It's always fun to try to decipher who is who online. Yeah, 47. That's quite a lot, but we'll get there eventually. Wait, so werewolves are on the easy list, so it's only 500 to get the bestiary done. That's interesting. Also, let's try not to use too many spells. I would hate to waste like a mana potion on this task. It's supposed to be completely free. Okay, boars, just relax, relax. There we go. Let's eat more ham. Not hungry, okay. So, how's that queue looking for you? Because the way I see it, I don't think you're logging in today. Yeah, still 17. That's absolutely crazy. It's not even an event or anything, it's Monday. And I get it. The weekly task has rerolled for everybody, so that might be a reason why it's a little bit more active than usual on a Monday, but still. Most people probably working. Yeah, I mean, when I was still a free account and there was a double XP event, and I wanted to log in just to mana sit a little on this character before I started the series, as soon as they announced it. I think I spent like 10 hours or something trying to log in, and I was stuck at number 3 or 4, and there was... I'm pretty sure nobody was actually logging in. All the progress that I did in that queue was because of people giving up, and I need to do something about all those boars. It's crazy. But I want to do this task without using any potions. If I use the AoE now, it's gonna put me a little bit low on mana. There we go. That's better. 2 haunches of war, gimme. It's never enough haunches of war. Yeah, the other guy seems to have left, so maybe we should take a look at what's above. But then again, we are killing some werewolves every single lap, so maybe that's not necessary. Some werewolves and a lot of boars. And there's a haunch. I don't know why I like the haunches, but we're gonna collect them as much as we can. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be able to do most of our weekly tasks today, if not all. I mean, probably not all, even though they were rather easy. The real interesting stuff is gonna be within the worm hunting, and then, of course, if we have time, I think worms take priority over everything else. We also have access to the bounties, which are gonna be fun as well, provided that we get to engage with them at all. I guess I'll just toss the ham, we don't need that. I wonder how good the boar meat is compared to hams. It could be way worse, but I don't care, it's cool. You don't get to see the haunches that often. And there we go. Just a couple werewolves left. Yeah, frankly, we didn't use that much ammo on this one. So I guess we can go straight to Dark Monks from here, to Dark Cathedral. In the Cathedral we are going to definitely use some potions, because I want to make use of my beautiful AoE. It's one of those places where it's kind of mandatory to use it. I mean, not mandatory, but it feels wrong not to. Four more, let's go. We can probably get them on the way out, as long as I spot where the way out is, and it's a little bit more to the north. There we go. Maybe we can get a bear paw or something. Actually, that's not the way out. That should be the final. There we go. Our mana is completely restored, so let's slap a haste spell. Level 62. Like, those weekly tasks, they give you so much XP. I kind of love it. It makes things go so much smoother. I'm one of those people who struggles to hunt just for XP for extended periods of time. I remember that being my least favorite part of every single character I did so far. So I am quite happy to be able to skip it. Thanks, Shade. But what do we have here? That's another level, and we can get even more capacity, plus 48 at this point. Wait, that's a poacher. I forgot that we are supposed to kill poachers as well. Where do we have them? Yeah, 1 of 30. That's good progress right there. Cave to the south next to the mountain. Is there a cave? Oh wait, yeah, there is a cave. You're absolutely correct, I should use that one. I kind of went autopilot there. We even went into that hole a while back. There we go. Yeah, thanks for pointing this one out. Saved us some walking. Nice. Yeah, there's the Dwarven Bridge again. And then the long trek towards Dark Cathedral. I like how this map is completely uncovered, no matter what you have actually seen on your own map. Right, so the best way is to just edge the desert and go straight south until you see this little hut over there. Okay. I'm considering using the time ring, but yeah, we don't have a steady supply of those, and I wouldn't want to run out in case there's suddenly some amazing use for them. So I guess we'll just have to trudge along. So how many Dark Monks is it? 39. It shouldn't take long in the Dark Cathedral as long as it's not filled with other people. I actually don't remember how many Dark Monks there were. Maybe I'm completely wrong on this. There's no reason to be worried. Maybe we get lucky and we meet that rare boss that spawns in the Dark Cathedral, final floor. His name is, I think, Rukorzad, the assassin. I don't think he drops anything interesting, but just in case, I'm gonna check. Yeah, nothing special, just the stuff a normal assassin would drop. Okay, here's the bandit camp. Let's go slowly in case we run into any poachers, because obviously we want to shoot them on the way here, if possible. Where would one go to kill poachers? I suppose I'll just wait for that cave over there to reroll into something other than werewolves and whatever else is there, since we're in no rush to do that. I never knew that there's all those skeletons over here. Didn't remember that. But here we go to the left. We follow this little path, and there's Lorbus, that evil piece of shit. To those of you who are not well versed with the lore, Lorbus is basically a kidnapper, right? He's the guy who kidnapped that girl who's being kept in the dungeon of Dark Cathedral. Okay, and it's looking promising already. Smugglers, bandits. I should go deeper, shouldn't I? Okay, yeah. Plenty of high-level people just slapping everything around. I did not expect anything else. Maybe instead we should go to the Isle of Kings. I think there's Dark Monks in the dungeons there. Because this is not looking great. But let's give it an honest try before we give up. Yeah, bandits, there's some monks. They should be more prevalent in this area. Okay, yeah, there's some. I guess nobody else rolled the dark monks, and they happen to be plentiful in this little nook. Nice, a mana potion. I'm just gonna drink that. There's no reason to keep that. And that's a rope belt. We actually like these. We will eventually be quite interested in amassing bigger amounts of rope belts. And we also want to collect this battle shield. Because these can be delivered if we roll them on the delivery list. And a magic light wand, sure. Let's replace our candle. Whoa, that's way brighter. Okay, cool. That little room had 13 of them, almost 14. And it seems nobody else in this dungeon really cares about the Dark Monks. Yeah, this place is just witches mostly, but we kind of like witches as well. Just in case we get those apple slices, right? So let's give it a try. And also the wolf tooth chains. In case you don't know, the wolf tooth chains can now be sold 100 GP each to that weird NPC that greets you as soon as you exit New Haven. Okay, that's a lot of Dark Monks in this area as well. It's going to be super quick. Like what I expected. An ancient shield, that's cool. I really want that. Can we? Nice. It's only 27 defense, so it's not gonna be better than what we have, but it's a very nice piece. Yeah, I thought I saw a witch with a corner of my screen. 23 out of 39. Oh, that's a knife. We do want the knives. Okay, and there's Dark Monk progress, and there's even more. Ooh, a life crystal, let's go. We get our first life ring, boys. Okay, and back to these chambers, or maybe not. They don't seem to have respawned just yet. I would love to stay here a little bit longer and, like, you know, try to kill a little bit less monks, a little bit more witches. But let's just get on with it. If we try hard enough, we might even be able to... Okay, that's a battle shield. I'm gonna drop this meat. I'd rather have the battle shield, to be honest. If we ever roll like a battle shield or a knife delivery, we are basically done already. I've collected so many over the years. And by years, I mean 2 weeks, but you know. Okay, have the apple slices, please. I want a donkey. No? Okay. Sure. $36 out of 39. We're gonna be on our way out. Just a second. Yeah, that was very pleasant. Way better than 2 previous ones. Okay, 3 more witches. Maybe we get lucky this time. Number 15 in the queue. Nice. In other words, 2 more people have given up. Witch broom, 2 cookies. And that's probably our last dark monk of the day. Yes. So time to get out. Somebody needed to firebomb. That's interesting. And another firebomb. All right. Let's auto walk over here and see what we can do now. So it's either poachers, which I don't know where I'll do if we roll them now, or tortoises, which we can do on the Laguna Isles. So I'm not gonna pull this one. I'm gonna go start tortoises and we see how they go. Poachers I leave for later, for when we can access the poacher caves that are filled with poachers when they are on a poacher day. Join the Society of Poets and Atheists. Is this like an ad? Because your handle looks very addy. And also that's a giant spider. It's a good thing we're kind of strong now and we can just run away. Okay. Couple of bandits, of course. Why wouldn't there be a random cave of bandits? And we are officially out of the Plains of Havoc. So I think the closest city, Venor, can take us to Liberty Bay. From there we go to Mariana, and from there we go to Laguna Isles. And then we do the tortoises and the poachers. They will be for probably tomorrow, though I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. Yo, yeah, as you can see, we're looking absolutely stacked. I would love to upgrade my boots because these haven't been taken care of in a while. But other than that, we are looking absolutely smashing. The night set, I mean, I don't think we have any prospects to upgrade it this week. Same for the shield, same for the helmet. There's like one possibility. I have fire access for delivery. And I haven't actually checked what drops fire access other than the quest. But depending on how we interpret the rules, technically fire axes, right? They are a deliverable. One way of obtaining a fire axe that needs to be delivered is the fire axe quest, and within the fire axe quest area there is dragon lords. So does that mean we can hunt dragon lords in the fire axe quest area? Maybe, I don't know yet. But I don't think we need to go that far with interpreting the rules. I think we have plenty to do, even if we don't bend the rules that far. Yeah, obviously demons as well. let me go to wiki and ask about the fire axe actually. So it drops from demons, angry demons, some weird kind of demons, lost bashers, lost berserkers, so all sorts of lost dwarves. Yeah, I don't think we're doing fire axes. Very sad, not really. We have a way more important thing to do. Something that is actually within our reach, which I am very excited for. I mean, technically the strange helmets, they were within our reach as well. I can't say they weren't. But I just did not have enough time to spend on them. Okay, magical items, none. Creature products, that's number 3, there we go. Just throw this out. Can't say I care enough. I'm just gonna throw the life crystal into depot for now. If we ever need a life ring, we know we can get it. But I wouldn't want to waste a life crystal when we have one. And there's even more cookies. Okay, there's some gold in our inventory. And also we have to go to quest section and deliver this little book. There we go. Okay, I think it's faster to go to Liberty Bay and bank there rather than banking in Venor. Okay, that sounds fun. So what's your name on Discord? Is it the same or? I can't say I recall a Placido being anywhere around. Liberty Bay, let's go. Pirates north of the Russia, cool. We don't really get to do any pirates today. Aaron Malal, yeah, I remember you. Nice to see you in the stream. As you can see, it's nothing too sophisticated, we just chill, listen to random music I have come across in the week prior. Why am I in the depot? I guess I don't need this sword. And then hi, deposit all, yes, goodbye. Alright. And then we go here. We go to Mariana. And then the Laguna Isles. Somebody looked up Raymond Striker with wasps and rats. That's sad. Okay, deep jungle. It's so hard to tell which part you can walk through and which you can't. There we go. Can you actually pick mangoes from these trees? No, you cannot. That's so weird. Okay, and here's the big turtle. And then we have to just dig somewhere. It's frogs and toads. Okay. Surface tortoise. But I don't think we want to hunt these on the surface. Or maybe we do. Actually, since there's tortoise here, we can start killing these frogs as well. and crocodiles and everything else. Actually, toads drop Warhammer these days, right? I think they took away the Warhammer drop from Wild Warriors and they gave them to toads, which is a weird choice, but technically they're a similar tier, same tier enemy. Okay, where is the entrance to the dungeon? Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited to make videos as well, especially recently. So I'm glad you enjoy the nightlife. Okay, so many frogs. Okay, here's a hole we can enter. But before we do, let's consider if we even want to do that, because if we go into the hole, there's gonna be what? Blood crabs, thornback tortoises. The whole thing is gonna take way longer, and it seems that we have plenty of targets in here as well. I mean, where else are we going to get progress for all those colored frogs? Bestiaries, excuse me. I think it's actually beneficial if we stay on the surface. Maybe even map the whole thing, which I haven't done yet. Okay, green frogs, these are scared of people. Oh yeah, I forgot that there's toads in the Ecatrix place as well. The toad place of my choosing would be probably Shadowthorn. There's that swamp god shrine over there. Yeah, but Warhammer is a pretty solid choice if you don't really care that much about being super efficient as an Ironman. Especially if you're not playing like free accounts only, in which case clubs are super viable. And being able to have the Warhammer is just plain better. And other choices. But yeah, it's rare enough for you not to count on it. $14 out of 55. Maybe we should go into the hole. I don't know. Let's at least explore the whole island first. Even a crab. Very nice. I'll be honest, the existence of these weekly tasks makes area locked Ironman that much more unappealing to me. Imagine not being able to do all of those. That was so much XP. For minimum effort as well. And it only gets better, right? Because you level up, so you get more EXP from that, so it's always just as good. But you also get to do them quicker. With your power level rising. Though I can't help but wonder why some animals like those frogs and turtles, tortoise, are actually aggressive against the player. Like, it's not normal behavior for animals, right? Would I like you more if you were a rotworm? I can't say so, no. I'm not a huge fan of rotworms. Oh yeah, if you're a free account, you don't really get to do most of the creatures, right? I mean, free accounts, they have access to most, especially since the Alahara update was added, right? I think there's a lot of bestiaries that you can do. Of course, some of them will be very tedious with like a single creature just plopped somewhere. Yeah, I feel like beginners are always the safest choice. Oh yeah, I got super lucky this time. Depending on how well the worm thing goes, I might even consider rolling Adept next time. Though maybe that's being a little bit too bold. Yeah, I mean, I like rotworms as an idea, but I wouldn't befriend one, you know? They're kind of monsters. Poisonous slime, disgusting. So, the difference between something being poisonous and venomous is it's poisonous if you eat it and you die, it's venomous if it bites you and you die. So this assumes that eating this mucus, slime, can kill you, right? It's dangerous to people. But who in their right mind would eat the poisonous slime? I don't know. I mean, I have to say, the rotworms are definitely an interesting idea for a fantasy creature. It's probably one of the more unique things in Tibia. I mean, yeah, poison arrows, but there's also envenomed arrows, so they're like 50-50. They played both bases at the same time. Yeah, we might be able to do Seagull Bestiary actually. Thanks to these tortoises. And let's continue our diet of fish. Yeah, I mean, headshots are supposed to be the most effective ways of dealing with people, right? So aiming for the mouth with the poison arrows surely does work. It's not incorrect to do that. Yeah, poison dagger. I guess you have to specifically convince your opponent that they are meant to lick the dagger. Which, if you think about it, it has this interesting spiral sort of pattern on its blade. You can't tell me that if you saw a dagger like that in real life, you wouldn't want to lick it. Actually, the poison dagger, it does do poison damage. It used to not be that way, but I think they changed it at some point. It has earth damage now. Like, it doesn't poison per se, and venom, whatever. but it does do earth damage, I'm pretty sure. But you should check the Wikipedia if you wanna be 100% sure, because I no longer am. Yeah, now we have our fancy schmancy elemental damage. So where do those turtles all over this place lead to? Do they all lead back to Mariana, or can you like go to even more crazy places with them? I thought I saw something, never mind. Yeah, I am not that old. When I started playing, elemental damage was definitely a thing, though it was not that fleshed out just yet. It was a couple more years before they introduced elemental weaknesses and elemental wands for druids and sorcerers. Nice, 2 tortoises. And a crimson frog. Where have you been even sitting? Yeah, thanks Malal for jumping in, and good luck with your thesis. I finished mine not long ago as well, and it's the best feeling ever. Just get it over with and forget the thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the fire axe used to be fireless. It was just 38 damage or whatever. Same with the fire sword as well. Yeah, I remember it that way as well, so it has to be true. That's a lot of tortoises. Is tortoises even the right way to say tortoise in plural? Maybe it's also just tortoise. Or maybe tortai. Yeah, Dragon Lance is amazing. It's one of my favorite weapons up to this day. I will never forget the feeling when I finally got it on Skogul the Ironclad. It was like the most defining moment for me in my Ironman career. Even though it was more effort to get the War Axe, I don't know, it just did not have the same impact to me. Actually fighting the Black Knight over and over, even before Bestiary was a thing, which was something nobody really did at the point. I don't know, there was just something cool about that. Okay, that should be the entire island discovered now, and we are almost done with the task, so we won't need to venture anywhere deeper. Nice. How many more? 3. Very nice. And I think we landed over there to the north. So let's slowly make our way there. Though I think there weren't that many turtles that way. Well, whatever. Worst case scenario, we just loop back a little. never mind, there's a tortoise right here. Yeah, so recently I've been spending a lot of time each day just mana sitting in depot, cooking e-spears. At this point we have a little bit over 300, and it seems like all these tasks, except for of course poachers, which we won't do today, has taken us what, like 20? I think we started with 30 today. So our spear economy is looking pretty good, considering I can cook like... Wait, before I kill this tortoise, let's do the seagull, thank you. And there it is, level 63, let's burn some mana. That was a nice quick way. We were streaming for like, what, 2 hours? And we got 4 levels, basically. That was very, very good. So let's go ahead and click here once more, apply, okay, even more capacity. There's never enough capacity as a paladin. Alright, but with this I think we are going to wrap up. We have actually killed almost 1000 creatures as well. Frankly, if we were to go someplace and do poachers, we could finish all the weekly tasks on this stream, but I don't know, I'm getting kind of sleepy, so I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow. So first we go back to Liberty Bay, let's just slowly walk to the depot, and we're gonna call it a day in a moment. So since we are in Liberty Bay already, I might not even bother going back and do some worms tomorrow, but I wonder. Right, so the rules are, once we finish poachers and any creatures, which is going to be very soon, we can start doing the bounties. Maybe I can roll some cheeky bounties, like using the daily reroll, since I'll be wasting it anyway. Maybe I get lucky and I get worms. And why am I trying to get into that building? I do not want to do that, really. And that's a beautiful set, look at that. Dwarven helmet, dwarven armor, yeah. Wish I could get some of that. But we did not get too lucky with Minotaur tasks so far. Out of the 5k we have killed like maybe 100. But it will happen eventually, and I won't be killing the Horned Fox until I get some sort of double loot event. But anyway, with this we are going to wrap up. This was a very nice and efficient killing of the creatures. I thought we were going pretty fast before, but today we absolutely smashed it. In 2 hours we have done most of these guys, and we would have probably done all of them if not for the fact that poachers are kind of rare outside of that one place that we have in mind. Next time, if there is another stream, you'll likely see me grinding the focus capes from worms in hopes of also scoring that beautiful Warsinger bow. Is it Warsinger or mycological? Whichever it is. Let me actually check. Composite horn bow, of course. Yeah, there's so many different bows. In any case, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't checked out my yesterday's video, I've added a little something to that video in the description. There you can see my whole clear of the Deeper Fibula quest, because I wasn't very satisfied with the way I cut it in the video itself. I decided to put the whole uncut version, just slightly sped up, as a separate video. It's unlisted, but you can access it through a link in the video description of yesterday's episode. So, in any case, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.